really easily. So, all right. So, we realize that people are super busy. We love when you come here. We do a workshop once a month, in 1 hour. We do it a Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. because we figure you're kind of winding down from the weekend. And this is a great way to have peace of mind, knowing that you're going to have at least keep your one meal out for tomorrow's night's dinner, and the rest can either go in your freezer or you can leave a couple meals out. Each meal is at least 6 servings. Sometimes you'll get a little bit more out of them.
That's good.
If you're a smaller family, you can always split the meals in half. Um, for example, I have a friend who will come on sometimes and she's single and she'll take and split these meals up. So she'll get 10 to 15 meals out of our 5 meal workshop. So just keep that in mind. My family, we don't mind eating leftovers, so we eat them for lunch and leftovers and go from there. So all right. So I love these meals because the majority of them are they're just our go-tos at our house because they're just so easy and they're yummy. They got great flavor. So we're gonna kick off with our savory grilled chicken, or you could have done pork chops with this one. Um, if you have not already put your chicken or pork chops in a bag, I'm going to ask that you, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, guys. I knew it was coming. I was like, I can feel it coming. So I'm going to ask that you get a Sharpie marker and label your bag, savory grilled, and then if it's chicken or pork. And then you're going to put your meat in the bag. So that's step one. Deb, I've been missing you.
Me? Who?
Yeah, you.
I know. We spent all that time together and now we're having withdrawal.
I know, right? So we were in Florida earlier this week. So Deb was one of our give Deb a shout out because we had a challenge in the third quarter and she was one of our top sales achievers. So she got to go on a weekend vacation with me. So it was fun.
It was very fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. Good weather most of the days except for one. So.
Savory chicken is not the cubed.
Correct.
Just no, correct.
Okay.
These are the chicken breasts. Great question. And with this one, we're putting 1.5 pounds of chicken into the bag. Thanks for the clarification on that. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I am putting different sauces and things into my bags is I will take my Ziploc bag and I will fold over the top of the bag. And I also do not prep with you when we're doing these because I slow everyone down. So I'm just going to be the talker for this time. But what I like to do is I do like to fold the top of the bag open over so that we're not getting juice and things on the seal. We always want to make sure we get the best seal possible and get the air out of our bags at the end before we go to freeze this so we avoid all freezer burn. So once your 1.5 pounds of chicken breasts are in your bag, or thighs, it would be fine, or pork chops, we are going to do the juice of 1 lime. Now, does everybody know how to get as much juice as possible out of your lime?
No.
Yeah, I see
Courtney
Courtney
is
doing
doing
it. Yeah, so Courtney was,
We haven't
you can roll your lime with a little bit of pressure. Courtney, you want to say something?
Nope, I was just getting myself off mute so you guys could you got me. My gesture
Yep,
was
we
rolling
saw
in.
it. Yes. So you're going to gently roll it back and forth just to kind of release the juices that are in your lime. And then you'll cut it in half and go ahead and squeeze. You could even do cubes. I mean, or not a quarter is what I meant to say. You could even quarter it if you wanted to. But you're going to
using lime juice.
You could do lime juice as well. That's fine.
Do you know what that converts to?
Deb, do you have any? I'm going to.
A couple, like a tablespoon and a half, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm really fresh, so I'm going to use lime juice instead.
Yeah, I did a lemon today, and I got 2 tablespoons out of it. So,
okay.
But a lemon's bigger than a lime, so
that's what I was thinking. I originally thought 2 tablespoons, but I thought limes aren't that big. So
no, yeah. So I would say probably, like, you're right. It's about a tablespoon of lime juice. So, yeah. Has anybody ever heard the trick of like putting it in the microwave? I have not. I thought somebody told me that too. You can put it in for like 10 seconds.
Yes.
That worries me.
And then
Christy, is that true? It does work?
Yes. I do put them in the microwave and then I roll them. And then if you squeeze like push down on the
We'll have
end,
all this stuff.
stand it up and push it
Everything that you
down.
need for tonight.
It helps to loosen the
There,
juices
yeah.
in it.
Really? Okay, that's awesome. That's good to know. But not too much, or else you'll have lime juice everywhere, huh?
So the whole
That-
lime, I put all the juice from the lime in the bag.
Yes. Yep. Oh, look at that.
I got a silly question. When you cut your lime, do you cut from end to end, or do you cut it in half? Do you cut it this
I
way,
get-
or do you cut it that way?
I do not cut from end to end. I cut straight across the middle of it.
That's what I,
But
And Courtney,
Deb, do
I
you have a-
notices I cut in half, but I see Courtney's using her lime juicer. If you have one of
Yeah.
those, that's the easy
that's
way
awesome.
to do it.
Oh, I think I messed up already. Take on it.
No, you can't mess it up. It's all right. If you go long ways, it's fine. If
Oh
you
yeah.
yeah, there's no so yeah, whichever way you're gonna cut it, it's fine. The biggest thing is just you want some lime juice in with your bag with your chicken.
It's just so freaking hard to squeeze it. Does that mean my lime's not fresh, or
did you roll it?
I did. I even put it in the microwave for 10
It
seconds.
may not be really ripe.
Yeah, I would say instead of it being too ripe, I was thinking it's not ripe enough, probably.
Mhm.
You're gonna be fine with it. You're fine. So yeah. All right.
I'm gonna get
So-
fired from prep class.
You can't get fired from prep class. And here's the other thing. If there's something that you don't like, that was called for in the recipe, you can always omit something, or if there's something that you like better, you can always swap it out, for some ingredient that you like better. So, I know some people have allergies, so we always want to be mindful of that you can pick and choose, what you need to do and use. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. What we're going to do is we'll be putting 3 tablespoons of soy sauce into our bag. And you can either have the light sodium, the low, what is it, light, lower sodium soy sauce, or some people even choose to use the amino acid. I think is what it's called. Aminos is what it's called. So some people have replaced with that. So yeah,
You said 3
that what that is?
tablespoons?
3 tablespoons. Yeah. If you're a little bit little or less, that's fine. A tiny bit more, that's fine.
That's
This
the
is a
great
great
thing
one.
about it's
Go ahead.
a great thing when you're cooking. You can't. It's not necessarily like baking where it's like, oh, I had just too much and it didn't turn out. Like this kind of thing, you can go a little either direction.
Exactly. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. All right. Once you have your soy sauce in, then we are going to go ahead and be putting a 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil into your bag as well.
And Kelly, everybody, I have a little tip about putting your olive oil in first. Anytime both of them is liquid. But when you put your olive oil in, you always want to put the oil in first, and then say, for instance, we had like mustard or whatever, it'll slide right on out of the container. But so just burst it and add the olive oil in. But both of those are liquid, so they're gonna come out of the cup and everything prior to. But if you have like the mustard or something else that's going to have a consistency to it, you just add the olive oil first, it'll smooth out.
So your measuring spoon just comes right. I love it. That's a
Yeah.
great tip. Thank you for that. Awesome. See, and that's the other reason I love these classes, because we all learn from each other. So if you have a tip, don't hesitate to go ahead and share that. We love learning from each other. So, all right. And so the last ingredient that we're going to be putting into this one is our 2 tablespoons of our Makin Magic chicken seasoning. It's like, oh, what drink are we putting in there? You can do that too if you want. I mean,
Yeah,
we
it's
do have
got
a beer
heartburn.
can. We do have a beer can. What is it? Brisket that we have Not
Oh.
for this recipe, but you know,
How many tablespoons was it?
2 tablespoons. Yeah. Yep. We're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of the Makin Magic chicken seasoning. Now, I know it says Makin Magic chicken seasoning, but we use it for beef, for pork. You can make a dip with this by mixing half a cup of sour cream, half a cup of mayo, and 2 tablespoons of this seasoning. So there's a lot of versatility with this. It doesn't
I
have to
almost
just
feel like
be
I want
chicken.
extra.
So this has a blend of garlic, onion, and seasoned salt, or 3 top seasonings. When this first when ma- and Lisa, if you want to put a little extra, that's fine. Just know that it's more onion than anything. So
Oh, okay.
if you're like, oh, onion, I don't know
Yeah.
if I want extra onion in it, just be
Yeah.
aware. But what happened, we originally um would mix these. We had a lady one of the ambassadors, her kids were in all kinds of sports, and they were always busy, but the rule at the house was everybody had to eat dinner at home, even if they weren't eating on their own schedule. And so she came up with this whole recipe of Making Magic chicken, 4 tablespoons of onion, and 2 teaspoons of garlic, a teaspoon of seasoned salt, and that was the birth of Making Magic chicken. So yeah, so this has been around probably for 10 years now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not quite 10, maybe only 8. Still, either way, um, we were all measuring it out that way, and then we kept saying, wouldn't it be nice if it was all blended for us in a big shaker? And then voila, Tastefully Simple listened, and that's what we got. So yeah. Now, what we're going to do with this is once you have all your ingredients in, go ahead and seal the bag. There can be air in it for right now, because we're just going to shake that up and zhuzh it around, make sure we get everything, all the chicken blended in with the soy sauce and the lime juice and the olive oil and the seasoning. Once you feel like it's mixed thoroughly, then you can open your bag, get as much air out as possible. I like to lay mine flat on the table for the best, to the best of my ability. Open one corner of the Ziploc and kind of squeeze out as much air as possible without getting all of my sauce all over the table. So. Now, one of the other things that I like to do is, because I did have I learned from my own mistake. One time I had bone-in pork chops, and I only had a single bag, and I got it out, and I had poked a hole in the bag, not realizing it. And as it defrosted in my refrigerator, I ended up with juice all over the refrigerator. So I do like to put an outside bag, as a second gallon size bag, just to kind of as a barrier in case anything would break open the bag. But that's your choice. You don't have to do that. And then the other.
I was just gonna say, I do that too, and then in between the 2 bags, I always put my recipe in there. So that
great
the recipe
idea.
is right there with it. When you pull it out, and you say, what the heck did I do? What do I do with it now? If you
Yeah,
put that in between the 2 plastic bags, then your recipe's always right there with it.
that is brilliant. I love it, love it, love it. See that again, always learning from each other. So that's awesome. Yeah. And the other thing is I like to put the date that I made the meal somewhere on the bag. And that way, sometimes things get shoved underneath the next round of groceries that get brought into the freezer. So I like to be able to keep track of, like, okay, hey, I made that last month. You got to get that made, let's get that made up, so that I'm not leaving anything in my freezer for too long. So, and that might not be something that you even deal with, but for me at my house, sometimes things get left in a little longer than they should. So this one is going to be a grill meal, or you could even do it. You could do it, bake it in the oven. You could do it on a griddle on your stovetop. So very simple meal when you're prepping it, or when you're going to cook it. Perfect with some roasted potatoes or some broccoli, or just any side dish is going to be perfect with it. A great salad. This could be sliced up and put on top of a salad, which would also be really tasty. So does anybody have?
Put this in the freezer.
If you're not going to have it, if it's not going to be something that you make tomorrow, then yes, you can put that into the freezer, and we're ready to go on with bag number 2. Deb, do you have any comments about any of it?
No, just freezing it flat though if you lay it flat to freeze it, it'll freeze that way, and then you can stack your bags, and it doesn't take up as much freezer space.
That's so true. And Lord knows we all need that freezer space because I mean, well, maybe some of you have deep freezes, but I do not. So my freezer is tiny, tiny, tiny. So
Of course, I have to think.
go ahead, Jean.
And also, when you put them in your bag, you may want in the freezer and they flat, you want to crisscross them, the open end, and so the opposite and everything
Yeah.
in there. So when you put them in there, just have them
They're not sliding off.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the seal for the first one is on one side, and then the seal on the second one is the other direction. So yeah,
Correct. Yep.
great tip. Great tip. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go to our next meal, and we'll get started on the next one. Okay, I see some thumbs up. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to be moving on to our Santa Fe tacos. And this is going to be great because this meat can be used in so many different ways, whether it's a walking taco, soft tacos, burritos, pretty much, if you're making a bunch of like a nacho, like a grande nachos, this will be a perfect meat for this rest or for any of those. So for this one, you are going to want to have a gallon-sized bag. Want to fold that over because this one is going to have your cans of soup. So you really want to fold that over and make it a lot easier for you to get your soup in there.
What do you mean fold it over?
Like just the
So if
top ends, like roll it out.
Yeah.
Roll it out so that you're.
I walked away from yeah,
Oh, like
so-
this, like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fold it over.
Hey,
So it kind of
like a-
makes an opening that makes your
Okay.
bag like more open. And the other thing that I would suggest is a large bowl. If you have a large bowl and you put your bag down in your large bowl, what like Tracy is showing you, that way if your bag would tip over, you're not going to end up with all your ingredients all over your counter.
Okay.
And I always tell my story about, yeah, or if you have those cool tongs, that works too. So, yeah, those are awesome as well. I have a friend, we were doing a soups on meal prep, and one of her bags tipped over and she ended up with soup. She was still finding drips of soup and spots like 3 weeks later. She said, I thought I had everything cleaned up and it was still finding little splatters. So
I
I
feel
always
for-
suggest having something that so the bag doesn't tip over. All right. So with this one, we're going to be doing 2 cans of your cheddar soup. So you want to use your spatula, open your can and get that out into your bag.
Use the one I have.
We do soy sauce.
I saw a nacho soup mix at the store when I was there. I almost wish I would have got that one.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Is it like a creamy nacho soup?
Yeah. Like a,
That sounds delish.
You put that in saggy.
Yeah, I like that.
So, it's not boring.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know this existed.
I didn't either.
What was this?
Gonna give everybody some time on that because I know it takes some time to get all that out of there.
No.
I have never
So
heard
does
of cheddar soup before this.
I know. See the things you learn.
Yeah.
I keep seeing a commercial on TV making macaroni and cheese out of the cheddar cheese soup.
Cheddar.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would
That
be
sounds
good.
yummy.
Yeah, somebody used cheddar cheese soup to make a nacho dip one time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I didn't even know about it.
With taco meat, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a strainer. It'll make your life easier. Okay.
I mean, this is pretty easy.
Are you draining the corn?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nice to have an extra set of hands.
Yeah. Well, he's recently got into really enjoying cooking, so.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
Sorry. I think I'm behind. Are we supposed to
I
be draining
know.
corn?
No, you're fine. No, he was just getting ahead of us. He was doing something to get them going. So you're fine. We just were still putting the soup in because I know that takes a few minutes. And the thing is with this, everybody kind of works at their own pace. I mean, we kind of all stay on the same meal for the most part. But you know, it just takes a little time, you know, to get it all done, and everybody works a little bit different paces. So don't worry about a thing. So, all right. So once you have your soup in, the next couple of ingredients that we're going to be adding is we're going to add our corn.
But we have to,
Our,
we drain the
we're
corn.
going to drain the corn. Yep. We're going to drain the corn. We're also going to drain, we're going to also do our diced tomatoes, and we want those drained as well. So we'll do, if you want to go ahead and get both of those open and drained, and then get those added to your bag.
Oh, wait, this is the wrong.
Is
tomatoes.
it the basil, garlic, oregano, or just the petite diced?
The petite diced.
Okay.
Great question.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I just caught it myself.
The other one's going to be with our chicken bruschetta bake. So,
Okay.
so yeah. So these will be the petite diced tomatoes that you're going to want. You'll want to drain that.
That was 2 cans, right?
Yes. So you've got 2 cans of soup in there. You'll have a can of drained corn, and then you'll have the petite diced tomatoes.
And I could put that in now.
Yep, as soon as you drained it.
I just did my own tomatoes.
That's fine.
I cut them up and then added, flavoring to them.
That's awesome.
I wish I had a garden.
Right? I know.
I know. I was thinking, I was like, how'd she get tomatoes already? That's amazing. Yeah, love it.
One of those.
Now, if you are going to be doing chilies at all, is anybody doing diced chilies in theirs?
Yes,
I
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and if they need to be drained, go ahead and drain those, and then you can throw those in as well.
Can't for the work I'm gonna. Can opener.
And the chilies.
Deb, would you be willing to share in the comments? Will you make sure that you share the those recipes that you pulled?
If I
Do you
can
have that handy?
if I can figure out how to do that, I will be
Okay.
happy to do that.
Okay. If not, we'll put it on the team page, and then
And then,
each of
yeah,
you that brought guests can send it out to your guests.
all of those.
Yeah.
So the point of that is that
Right,
that
you're
way
welcome.
the extra meat that you made up, the extra chicken that you make it up is going to be these extra recipes can use those.
Oh,
So,
I was wondering, what do we do with all that? Yeah, I think I made too much chicken.
Yeah. me
never
too.
too much
Never
chicken.
too
Never
much
too
chicken.
much. Never. Yeah, you're gonna have these extra recipes. That's what they're basically. It's basically bonus recipes. So, while we're prepping 5 together, and you made your extra chicken, now you have these extra bonus recipes that we thought you might enjoy as well. And I want to thank Deb for getting all those together, for our extras. So, right. So once you have all of those ingredients in, we're going to be putting 2 2 teaspoons of hold on, I'm like off my line here.
The magic chicken seasoning.
Yes. Yeah, 2 teaspoons though.
And the magic chicken in that bag with the tacos?
Yep.
Or that's
Yep. I know it seems weird, but remember it's
Yeah.
got the onion and it's got the
Garlic. Garlic.
garlic.
2 teaspoons.
2
Mhm.
teaspoons. 1 and 2. Okay.
And then when you browned your ground beef, did you just brown it on its own, or did you put any seasonings in with it?
I browned it on its own.
That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I was expecting everyone to do, but then I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
I put a
So
little salt and pepper, but that was it.
that's fine, yeah. So once you do the 2 teaspoons of Makin Magic chicken seasoning, you're gonna do 2 tablespoons of the mom's favorite taco seasoning. And we're gonna mix that all together before we put the meat in it. So once you have all those 2 seasonings in, mix all those ingredients together, and then we'll be adding the 2 pounds of ground beef at the end.
And that's where you can add the 2 tablespoons of it in the cap instead of using the 2 tablespoons. So you can just use the 2 tablespoons of of the magic
Is-
chicken, right?
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I got a
Is-
small one. I got a small one, but you do
Yeah,
need-
I was gonna say
yeah.
that one, you'd have to have a
It's small.
small lid. The
Okay.
lid, that's the larger size jar, is
One.
like not 2 tablespoons,
Yeah.
so.
No, I'm sorry. I'm using the small one because that was open.
That's all right, no worries.
So
no
just
worries.
seal the bag and mix it around?
Yeah, or you can use your spatula, kind of stir
Oh,
it
okay.
around if you want.
Yep.
Either way, whichever way you want to do it. But once you have that kind of all stirred so that all the seasonings are blended together into those liquids, then again, you'll add your ground beef in and stir that all together. And then we'll get as much air out of the bag and seal it up.
How
That
much
one's
ground
finished.
beef goes into it?
This one gets 2 pounds.
Okay.
And it was either ground turkey or ground beef, whichever one you wanted to use.
I didn't eat ground beef, we did ground turkey, but whatever.
And obviously any of these, if this is not gonna be, I always say pick one meal to hold out and be your first meal like tomorrow or the next day. But if, any of these that are frozen, make sure you defrost them completely, thaw them out before you're using them, so.
Mix them together and put half of it back in this bag.
They cook really fast in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I put in frozen meals in there and it cooks. really-
that's awesome. That's perfect, yeah.
Oh my God, I'd be so scared like put plastic in the air fryer.
You were thinking, it was still in the plastic bags?
No, it's in a,
No,
yeah.
in a bowl, yeah. She moves it over into,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not the bag, not the bag.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Deb.
You're welcome.
You can do that.
Brian, here is your reminders. Take garbage out.
Don't forget to take the garbage out.
Yeah, it's my garbage night too.
Hey, Deb,
Yeah.
Brian,
it is
here is your
saying that we
reminder.
need
Take garbage out.
access.
I was wondering, I saved it as a document, but it's still showing my Google Doc. I'll play around with it.
Okay, sounds good. We'll make sure we get that to everybody.
Yeah,
so.
I'm gonna delete it since it's not quite right.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if it would pull up or not, so.
We're mixing all this now, right?
Yep, mix all that together. And then, like I said, I would go ahead and put it in another gallon size bag just to protect it. And like, I'm sorry,
Francie.
Francie, sorry. I was like, I can't think of her name because it said iPad. And I was like, well, I know her name is not iPad. Yeah, so put your order or put your recipe in there so you know what you got and you're ready to roll. So, and so this is basically, you're just going to defrost it and then, warm it and be ready to use it in whatever recipe that you decide you're going to do. So when you're finished with that one, give me a thumbs up and we'll get ready for our next one.
I'm having trouble getting all my meat in there.
There's a lot of, there's a lot of things
Yeah.
in there, aren't there?
Okay, well,
Pretty small.
It's gonna be a very full bag. If, I was gonna say, I think you're better if you get everything, if you can try to get everything mixed in there, that would be better.
And only 2 pounds
Now
went
keep
in
in
this
mind,
bag,
keep in
right?
mind, we're doing 2 pounds in here because there's 1 pound that's going in the chili.
Okay.
So
I cooked all mine together, and so
that's fine.
I just guessed.
All it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine. Yeah. You're totally fine.
Yeah.
I think those tacos, that would always be my well, actually no, I would say my favorite meal to go first is my bruschetta chicken bake recipe. That's like that's always my go-to. I love that one.
hoping I got my soup or. I'm just trying to get it, make sure it was all mixed up.
How's everybody doing? Everybody okay?
Yeah, we're just splitting
I'm
ours
ready.
into another.
Oh, that's a great idea. So into 2
It's only
bags.
2 of us, so.
Yeah,
It
that's
would
a
make
lot. It is a lot. Yeah. Yeah, great idea.
What is this
Please.
called?
Oh, this one is called Santa Fe tacos, or you could just say taco meat. You'd be fine.
Okay.
But if you do the double bag, if you just put the recipe in there, Lisa, it just tells you what it is.
Yep.
I didn't print mine out.
I just date my paper. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Kelly, I sent it to you because it says only you can share it from this meeting.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
but I
All
think
right.
it should be a
Good to know.
document now.
Okay, sounds great.
No, Santa Claus taco.
Oh, yeah.
Did it work out?
He's getting a little messy over here.
Oh, that's all right. Hey, now one thing that I want to mention is if your seal gets like a lot of like of the ingredients, like the soup or whatever, just use a wet paper towel to kind of wipe that out. And then you'll be able to get that sealed in a nice way and have a good seal. So yeah.
Now, how
So
long are
this,
these good in the freezer?
well, I've had mine for up to like 4 months,
Okay.
but I'm sure I should probably eat them sooner than that. Deb, I'm going to refer to you because
As long
you
as
are
you've got the air out of them really well, I would say up to 6 months.
Yeah.
okay.
You know, if they're nice and
Sealed.
air,
Yeah.
sealed and the air and you've got them double bagged, I really think 6 months would be fine.
There's probably been at least one that's been at 6 months in my fridge,
Yeah, mine too.
but I tried to get them done before, so yeah. That was a great question. All right, are we good to go on to the next one?
Yes.
All right, looks like
Probably.
we're sorry guys, my husband is sorry, hold on one second. I think he forgot that I was having a class tonight. He's going to visit his mom. She's been having some health issues, so yeah. So let me just respond so that he knows I'm in the class. Okay, there we go. Sorry, everybody.
Uh-huh.
All right. So the next move on to, we are going to be using a couple different bags. So for this one, this is our buffalo chicken pasta. Now this was a bit of a change from our original recipe. I had to replace one due to me reading something incorrectly. So, but I think you'll like this one. And so this one, hopefully you've already made your pasta and we already know you have your chicken made up. So what we're going to be doing on this one is did everybody save some of the pasta water? Okay.
No, I
So
forgot. I made my pasta earlier today and I didn't.
Same.
you're fine. You're fine. You'll be
No,
fine.
it's-
So what we're going to do is, what would you say with that, Deb? Just go ahead and do what with that?
Well, we could do
I
half a
think you'll
batch.
just have to
Half an-
like when you make it actually prepare it to eat, you may
Mhm.
have to cook it a little bit longer to evaporate some of that liquid because the starch is what helps thicken in the water is what helps thicken the sauce.
Okay.
So you
will
may
they
just
just
have
put
to
more
cook
water?
it. I would put a little bit of water and maybe a little less and then simmer it a little bit longer
Okay.
to get it to the desired consistency.
Okay.
So I deferred to Deb because she is a guru. She was a home ec teacher for a number of years, and I was a science teacher for a number of years, not a home ec, which I feel like she knows everything. So that's why I always defer to her and say, Deb, what do you think? So, so that's why I would go to her. So, all right. So thank you very much for that. So what we're gonna do is we've got that water and so I'm just kind of reading through for you. We're going to be using that half a cup of water, and then we're going to be doing the pasta with a tablespoon of olive oil in a gallon-sized bag.
So I'm not adding anything in place of that half a cup of water. I'm not going to put in any chicken broth instead or anything like that. Just omit it now and then add it on the backside.
Yeah, and you could add chicken broth if you want to. I mean,
Okay.
that would be fine.
Okay. A half a cup, you said?
Yes. Yep. So that's all gonna go in your gallon-sized bag, and then you're gonna get as much air out as possible, seal it, and put that aside.
And it was the whole box of that pasta, right?
Yeah, 12 ounces, I believe it was, yes.
So that'd be like 3/4 of a box,
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I did, Lisa. I had to, mine only came in a 16-ounce box.
Yeah.
And so I just used like 75% of it. I cut it in half, put half in there, and then the half that was left, I cut that in half again and put the.
Very good.
Mine was 14 ounces and I used all of it.
What did
There
we
you
add?
You'll just have a little extra,
Yep.
Courtney. Invite me over.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Or half
So,
a cup.
how much olive oil was it?
Great question. So it's gonna be 1 tablespoon of olive oil.
Okay.
So Courtney, if you were gonna separate this out, I don't know if you're gonna plan to separate it out or not, but
Mhm.
if you wanted to do like a 1/4 cup of the pasta water, 1/4 cup, and then split the pasta in half.
Okay.
If you wanted to do it in separate bags. I don't know if you want to do that yet or not, but
Should I put the pasta in first, the bag?
you can go ahead and put it in. Yeah, it's not gonna really matter which way you do it. Whatever works best for you is
Okay.
fine.
Not the pasta water and then the pasta?
You put the pasta water in and then the pasta.
Yes, that we're doing.
Yep, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil.
Gotcha.
Already have both.
And then
Olive
once
oil.
that's all in one bag, you're gonna go ahead and get, like I said, lay that flat, get your air out and seal that bag and put it aside. And then we're gonna start with a 2nd gallon size bag.
You already put olive oil on it?
Yeah, but I didn't get the pasta water yet, so we'll divide this out and then we'll put the pasta in.
Okay,
Yeah, I was just thinking that might be easier since you said it's just the 2 of you, so.
yeah.
And then obviously,
I think I'm falling behind. I'm sorry. Add a tablespoon of olive
You're
oil to the bag.
1 tablespoon of olive oil, that's all.
And then mix it
I'll
up.
let
and seal
everybody-
it.
Please,
We're mixing it up and sealing it.
yep, sealing it, and then, yep, seal it and put that bag aside. And then when you're ready, you'll need a 2nd gallon size bag.
Courtney, I think you'll be glad you did that.
Divide it
separate
into
it.
2.
Yeah, so you'll have 2 separate meals for it.
That's about even.
Perfect.
No spices went in this, just the olive oil.
Just the olive oil at this point, yes.
Lisa, they can tell me you were the newbies.
I know.
Oh, you're fine. No, you're doing great.
Okay.
All right, when you're ready, you will want another gallon size bag, so fold that over because we're going to be adding lots of different, we're going to be adding some of the liquidy things in this one as well.
So in
You
a
said the pasta
bowl,
water goes in the bag.
Yes, so I would do for yours, I would do half and half, obviously, Courtney.
Can I see somebody's pasta bag just to see like how much you have in it? Is that your gallon size bag?
Yeah.
Oh, I have too much.
Bag, and it's probably taking up about a third, a little bit more than a third.
Yeah, I have too much in mine, so I'm gonna divide them.
Yeah, there's
All right.
Jean's showing, Jean just held hers up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa, mine is look, it's about a little bit more than my hand.
Your hand. Yeah, I got mine all the way almost.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I cooked mine, I knew I had a 16-ounce box. So when I drained my pasta, I'd put 3 cups in a bowl, 1 cup in a separate container, 3 cups in a bowl, 1 cup in a
Yeah.
separate container. And so I have another little container of some penne pasta that I'll make some spaghetti.
You're
like
pasta.
about like that.
Exactly.
Does that
Yeah.
look good?
That
Yeah.
that looks better. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be good on that. All righty. We doing well? Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so now in your next gallon size bag, what we're gonna be adding is we are gonna add the jar of Alfredo sauce. And if you're splitting it into two, so Courtney, obviously you're gonna do two separate ones. And then we're gonna do the jar or half of a bottle, I'm sorry, of the buffalo wing sauce. So whichever
Sounds
buffalo
good.
you decided to buy. And then we're gonna be putting our Makin Magic chicken, and you have that's 2 cups measured out. So those 3 things will be going in your gallon size bag.
And
So
I split mine out, so I'll do half of the Alfredo, half of the
Yeah.
buffalo. Okay.
sounds great. Yeah,
It
perfect.
sounds like it.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do 2 meals out of it, that's perfect. So
Okay.
but we're using Alfredo, half a bottle of the buffalo wing sauce, and then 2 cups of your shredded Makin Magic chicken. All that's gonna go in one bag.
I got a question for you. So all my Makin Magic chicken is on warm in my crock pot. Am
Yeah.
I gonna scoop out 2 cups with juices, or do I use like a tong and fill up a measuring cup of 2 cups of the shredded chicken? Like, how do you do that? I know that's not silly, but do I want the juice and flavoring in there with it?
So typically when I do it in bags, like if I'm just only freezing the Makin Magic chicken seasoning or the Makin Magic chicken that I shredded, then yes, I usually will put a little bit of juice in there so I have that flavor. Deb, what do you think on this one? I feel like you're going to get a lot of flavor with the wing sauce and the Alfredo. I don't know that you really need the juice
So
as
just use
well.
my tongs and pull out 2 cups
That's
worth.
what I would.
I
that's-
use my tongs and pull it out, but leave it kind of juicy. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yes.
squeezing
Yeah,
out
Yeah, don't
the
squeeze all of it.
liquid.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That was a great question.
So it'll be 2 cups in each of my bags, right?
No,
Uh,
1 cup in each
1
bag.
cup in each bag.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all for a minute because I gotta go over to my crock pot.
All right, we'll be here.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Oh, promise, we'll stay here. Everybody turn your cameras off. No, I'm just teasing.
Like, where did
Just teasing you.
Oh, magic chicken.
But this was my first time making this, and it made my whole kitchen smell.
So it'll be 1 cup each.
I know, it's delicious. And we use this, I batch cook. That's one of the things I love to do just every few weeks. I'll batch cook. And I like to do actually mom's favorite taco seasoning I do with our chicken. I love to do that for like I have a chicken and rice bake that I like to make. I like to do, and then I also like we'll do like a pulled Bayou bourbon chicken sandwiches. I'll do salads like a chicken salad with the Makin Magic chicken. So there's just so many different options of what you can do with it. So yeah.
Maybe it was like half and half or more.
Deb, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. See
Yeah, see if it's
what you
right.
sent me, and then let me see if I can.
Here it's such.
Did you email it to me or did you send it to me through
I
Messenger?
sent it through text.
Through text, okay.
I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Okay, so let
Um,
me see if I have it right.
Oh,
We
I thought
I
you
didn't
said,
get
let
it.
me
We
see.
did the pasta with olive oil, right?
Yes,
And
and
then
the pasta
we did-
water.
And then we did the Makin Magic seasoning with the buffalo sauce and Alfredo sauce.
Makin Magic chicken, so not just the seasoning, but the chicken itself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The cooked
Yeah.
shredded chicken.
The cooked shredded chicken.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
No seasoning at all.
Your buffalo.
Yeah, because you've
sauce.
already seasoned it. You already cooked it,
Okay.
the chicken already up, so it's already seasoned. So.
The quarter's 14. So you can just use.
Nose. Okay.
Let me see this.
You can.
I couldn't get any of my buffalo sauce out here. It has that little thing on the.
Yeah, those are always so hard to get open. I don't know.
Right?
I'm like, you have to stick a knife down in there and jiggle it. So, yeah. Yeah, that is tricky. Deb, do you have any tips on this one?
In regards to what?
Just the Alfredo or the buffalo or anything like that.
No, because the Alfredo is going to cool down the buffalo, so that's going to
Hey,
be a
I'm
nice.
not a buffalo person, so I was nervous about this one, but you say the Alfredo will cool that down a little bit.
Yes, and hopefully you bought mild buffalo, so it's not,
I bought buttery buffalo.
Oh, well, that sounds good.
delicious. That sounds really good.
Butter makes everything better.
Right?
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
I don't like the buffalo sauce either. We use this stuff. I don't know if you-
Ah,
Okay.
So
That
we're
would
doing
work.
we're doing mine with this one, and she did the other one with the buffalo.
there you go.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You can, like I said, replace the things that maybe you do like or you don't like, and then that way, you've got it how you like it. So,
Yeah.
and once you have those finished, you'll seal that. You'll mix. I always just seal it with some air in it and kind of shake it all up so it all blends together. Or you can use a spatula, stir it all together.
That was
And
just
then
Yeah, me and Lisa are new. So
Yeah.
we got the Alfredo, the chicken, and the buffalo sauce.
that's it.
Okay,
that's all you need in that one.
okay,
Yeah.
the bacon's not going in there.
Not going in the bag. We're gonna have that in a quart size bag. So,
Okay.
or
So-
to be honest, if
And
you
no seasoning went in, no extra seasoning went into this either. Okay.
now no extra seasoning, but like when you go to serve it, if you decide you want to do like some chopped tomatoes or some crumbled blue cheese, you could do that. Fried onion crisps, those little
Yeah, fried
onions
onions.
on top. So those are optional, but you can always add those at the end when you're going to make it. So one thing I would say is if you bought a 3-ounce package of bacon bits,
Uh-huh.
and you're keeping it as one big meal together, you could just slide the whole bag.
Yeah.
Basically, you could not even open it and put it in a quart size bag. There's no need to do that.
Oh, I'm gonna
But
put it between the two bags.
yeah, so you'll do your gallon size bags in a third, get a third gallon size
Right,
bag out,
right.
put your 2 separate bags in there, and then slide your bacon bag in as well. If you did your own bacon, like if you did 6 slices of bacon and you cooked it and crumbled it, then yeah, put it in a quart size bag. Or like Courtney and Lisa, you could separate your baggie out or separate your bacon out into 2 separate bags. So yeah.
Air out of this one. I thought we were gonna add more stuff in here, so I left the air in there.
Yeah. Nope. No more in that. So and then that one's ready to roll. Don't forget like what you said about putting your recipe in there. I love that idea.
Mhm.
Don't know why I never thought of that before.
I used to sell Pampered Chef. I don't know if that's a
So
different
you
word.
totally
got
get it.
a long time
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, and that's what we would do. So
Yeah. We always did I had a friend who would do labels. She would make sticker labels. But sometimes they fall off in
they
the
fall
freezer.
off. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how's everybody doing? Okay?
I'm just still putting all my stuff together.
You're fine. You got time.
I just don't want to hold the class up.
No, you're fine. Everybody's still doing what you're doing too.
So I'm divvying out 2 small bags and putting half of the bacon in one and half of the bacon in the other. Is that correct?
If you
Yes,
cut
since
your-
you did a double batch of that, yes.
Yeah, I'm just
Or
gonna
divided into, I should say.
I'm just gonna stuff this right in there with it.
Yep, that's how I would do it.
What?
Put these other bags inside the pasta bag. Right?
Mm,
That's what I'm gonna do.
okay.
That's a good idea.
So what's everybody's first meal gonna be? I see Tammy just give me a thumbs up that she's ready to roll.
I'll let my husband pick.
Okay. Anybody else know which one is gonna be their first one?
Ours will probably be tacos, or I'm digging this right now. So
I kind
Yeah.
of like this.
I know.
Yeah.
Which one is this called?
This one is, this is the
buffalo
the
chicken.
buffalo, yep, buffalo chicken pasta.
Well, we are just moving right along.
I know, right? You feel so accomplished by the end of the workshop, like
Yeah.
you got the class finished, and you're like, look at me, I got all this done. So
So you double bag everything, huh?
I like to double bag just because once you have that experience of a bag tearing open and your juices are like leaking in your fridge, you never
Yeah.
want to have that happen again. So that's why I do,
Well,
you know, double bag things.
and vice versa. Like my husband's always buying little boxes of stuff or whatever to put in the freezer, and you don't want to cut that second layer, kind of protects it from outside
That's true.
breaking in.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too. So, yep. All right, when we're ready, give me a thumbs up, and we're going to be moving on to bruschetta chicken bake, my favorite.
Bruschetta chicken.
I'm almost ready, but you guys can go on if you want.
Okay, well, we can, okay.
We got time.
Just stick them all in here for now.
Yeah.
I'll clean up with my downtime.
Yep.
This is pretty awesome. Like, we're not gonna have to actually like make anything for like a week and a half or something.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yay.
But the big thing is make sure you use the meals. Sometimes people throw, I had a lady who 3 months later, I was asking her, I was like, hey, are you ready to come back to the next class? And she's like, we haven't made any of the meals. And I'm like, I want to go to her house and get them out of her freezer and make them for her, you know? So like it's meant to be easy, not like leave them in your freezer and then throw them away.
Yeah.
Not like a gym membership. Come on.
No, exactly.
I mean, we
So
eat dinner
true.
every day.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But yeah. So
I gotta get my mozzarella cheese out.
In here. We got anything else in here? Probably ought to.
Oh, we should have 1 pound of ground turkey cooked in there still.
Oh, it's still
yep,
have that.
and that's gonna be for the chili.
That's just
Oh.
extra that you have.
No, that's for the
Oh,
last
isn't it?
recipe.
Oh, there's still another one.
Well, yeah, we're making
There's
2
two
more.
more.
We still have
Oh,
2
we're
more.
gonna have to cook for like 2.5 weeks. then.
I know, right? It's life is so good. Can't believe it, right? It's like you hit the jackpot.
Get me an assistant.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be doing the bruschetta chicken bake on this one next. And this is the one that you wanted, the cubed chicken.
Oh,
So hopefully you have that. You're going to put that in your gallon size bag.
I have not cubed ours yet.
Okay. You can go ahead and cut it now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be good.
This is a silly question, because like I said, I'm a newbie. When you say cube chicken, how big are you talking? How big are the cubes?
Yeah, I cut mine pretty small.
You have a whole one bag of
Like bite size.
chicken in there.
Mine might be even small.
That's fine. I mean,
Okay.
you're making basically
Or
a
a pound and a
casserole.
half.
So
Okay.
You have your Yeezys down here?
How much was in?
so you got your about 1.5 pounds of chicken, skinless, boneless chicken breasts or thighs, and you're gonna put 1 tablespoon of your magic chicken seasoning in the bag with the chicken.
In there. I'm leaking juice on the floor here.
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm late to the party. I went to
Yes.
shoes on.
Get your bag out of your cube chicken.
Yeah,
So yeah,
And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of the Makin Magic chicken seasoning to it.
1
very
tablespoon.
good.
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. Yep.
You, John. Say the dimensions for the cube.
No.
Question, is it, like centimeter, inch, or?
It says
So what did Deb said? It's kind of like,
Like
You
like
make
a
that-
generous bite size is what I
Yeah.
do.
yep.
You
Okay.
know, maybe like that big if you're looking. I don't know.
Yeah, mine
Okay.
might be a little bit big. Some pieces are a little bit bigger, but
Yeah, I did just the opposite. Mine are all on the small side.
So yours might cook a few minutes faster Yours
Okay.
might cook, you know, a couple
Yeah.
minutes more.
Okay,
Right.
It's not, there's not a wrong way to do it.
right,
Okay.
okay.
So when you're gonna do this and you're gonna eventually put this in like a 9 by 13 pan, and that's
Okay.
when you're gonna use your olive oil to like grease the bottom of the pan. So
Okay,
you don't need the tablespoon of olive oil right now.
okay,
You'll just do that when you go to bake. So,
Okay.
all right. So once you have your chicken and your seasoning in the bag, you'll go ahead and seal that off. Shake it all up, like, obviously, and then make sure you get all your air out of the bag. Set that bag aside, and then we're gonna need a quart-sized bag is our next bag.
yeah, I feel like I don't have enough seasoning in there to go around all my chicken. I mean,
Same.
go around it, but you know,
You want, if
Tracy,
you
let
want to
me
use
see
a,
your bag of chicken.
if you want to use a little bit more, you can. Yeah, if you want a little bit more, you can put a little bit more in. I just would not overdo it because it's got a great flavor.
Okay.
And you're gonna have, remember, you've got tomatoes, diced tomatoes that are gonna have basil and garlic and oregano. So there's a lot of flavor coming in from that. So,
Stuffing.
and you're gonna be using stuffing that has, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Seasoning in
flavoring.
it.
So you don't need to overdo the chicken too much. So
I'm not gonna add any more to it.
yeah, I think you'll be fine. All right.
Okay, and then we're doing quart size bag?
Yep. So you'll need a quart-sized bag for, we're gonna do a cup of mozzarella cheese into your first quart-sized bag. And then get all your air out, seal that one and put it aside.
Well, this is a casserole, so I figure we'll
Oh,
make the
okay.
whole thing and then.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, Courtney, it makes like an 8 by 8, so it's not huge.
Oh, my recipe says 9 by 13.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I put mine
I
in a
thought
9
I
by
made an
13.
8. Maybe I split it in half then. I'm sorry. My mistake.
That's right. We did have some that were 8 by 8s, but I know I do this one in a 9 by 13.
I must
it's-
have cut it in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I remember
yeah.
having it in an 8 by 8. So
Yeah,
yeah, sorry about that.
no worries.
And you know what else I was thinking about this one? Over the top, you could drizzle some balsamic vinegar.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
Just a
Yeah.
drizzle, you know, not too
Yeah.
much, but I think that would really make it like
Like that balsamic glaze. Is that the one you're talking
Yes,
about? That's,
yes.
You squeeze it. Oh yeah, I've never tried that. That sounds delish.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would be really good with it.
We just seal this bag now.
Yes. Yep. Get your air out of that quart-sized bag and put that one aside, and then you'll need a second. You'll need another bag. You'll
gallon.
need
Quart per
another
Okay,
quart-sized bag.
For
The tomatoes, and you're not going to drain your tomatoes. So you're just going to open your can and pour the whole thing in. So this is going to be the tomatoes that are the ones that have that are like the
and everything.
Italian
Basil.
or the
and
basil
oregano.
garlic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking I drained them, but I didn't.
Yep.
Oh God, that smells good.
I know.
I know. I love that smell.
Mm.
So that's why this is one of my favorite meals.
All going in there?
Mhm.
All right.
Do we seal that bag as well?
Yes. Now, when with the box of stuffing, what I do is I just open the box of stuffing up and I just take the packet of stuffing and put it down. Like I use another gallon-sized bag. I put my 3 bags in there, but I also put my sleeve of
Stuffing.
stuffing down in there too, so I don't lose. Because
Any-
sometimes, I'll use it up with something else and I'll be like, oh no, now I don't have stuffing. So
You
So I
just
just
put
will
the whole stuffing bag in there?
yeah, that's
yeah.
usually
It's
what I do.
Not gonna mix it with anything right now.
Yeah, I'm
correct?
not mixing it with anything, because what you will eventually do with this meal is you will mix the tomatoes, the stuffing, and half a cup of water. You'll mix all that together to make the top. You'll put your chicken in, your cheese on, and then you'll put this stuffing mixture over top of it and then bake it. And it's
Okay.
just so yummy.
And should I put all what we just did in 1 gallon size
Yeah,
bag?
I
Okay.
do, yes.
Okay.
Just like Randy did.
Yep.
Over or about outside?
Yep.
I didn't put any oil in there.
Would you give?
Oh, just
Avocado
whatever.
or olive oil?
Olive oil.
That's for one or the other. Who's that?
Courtney, I think the olive oil is to grease the pan, so you don't
Yeah.
need it right now.
Yeah, you don't need
Oh,
your
okay.
olive oil right now.
All you need with the chicken is 1 tablespoon of Makin Magic chicken seasoning.
Okay.
And then kind of squish it around and, you know, spread out the seasoning.
Very good. Nice catch, Deb. And then once you have all this together, go ahead and make sure you put that recipe in between the bags. And you can put that one away. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go on.
I need to print out all the recipes. I don't have
Well,
any.
no,
recipes.
we're just way behind.
Well,
Yeah,
you're fine. You're fine.
Kelly,
That's fine.
tell Courtney they need a cup of cheese, I think, in a quart size bag, right?
Yes.
Yes, cup
Can
of
you
cheese
just
and the
review
quarts.
that real quick?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so what you need is a cup of cheese in your quart size bag. And then a second quart size bag, you're just going to open that can of diced tomatoes that has the basil, oregano, and garlic. That'll be a second quart size bag. And then you're all cut up. That's all that was.
Well, and then you're gonna put all those bags in together into one
Yeah.
big bag with your stuffing that you're not gonna make up. Yeah.
I missed the memo on printing out the recipes. So
There
how
was
can I
no
get
memo
those?
on that, Lisa. I do it because I, like I said, that's how I used to do it when I was with Pampered Chef.
Where do you get the recipes?
Tracy will send them to you.
It was
Okay.
in the email I sent you yesterday morning.
Okay. All right.
So once
If I
it's
have
no
that.
big,
Yeah,
it's
Lisa,
no big deal because I talk you through
Yeah.
how to prep it, and then it's not until you go to make it that you need it. So
Okay.
Lisa, you
you're
looked
fine.
at the email that Tracy sent. There were two documents at the bottom. One was the grocery list and the other is the recipe.
Okay, I'm looking for it now.
Okay.
No.
I mean, what's the difference?
Go on,
Did you
dear.
guys get, Courtney, did you guys get that?
Yeah,
Or do you
we're
need me to
good.
repeat it? Okay. And then don't forget, you're gonna do your just a packet of stuffing. You don't need to open it or anything. Just slide all 3 of those bags plus the stuffing packet into 1 gallon size bag. And you're good to go.
You got the stuff. Oh, there's the stuff.
And then we'll be going on to Mom's Busy Day Chili. Should say just busy family chili. So
I love a quick chili recipe for during the, you know, I love to simmer it on
Yeah.
the weekend, but during the week, like I want 15 or 20 minutes and
Yeah,
have
something quick.
dinner.
Yeah.
Say,
have dinner made.
I
Yeah.
got a great chili recipe that, like she said, I love on the weekends because I just let it cook all day. But then there's these other days where you just need something quick to pull out.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this.
Great. When you're ready, give me a thumbs up and we'll move on to the next one. Thank you. I see some thumbs up starting. That's it. Great. Awesome.
Courtney, are you guys okay?
We are very close, we're maybe 30 seconds away.
Okay, wonderful.
We gotcha. We'll wait.
I can wait 30 seconds.
Yes, definitely. So this one actually is one that you can do in your slow cooker. So it might be a simmer for a while kind of a soup or chili. So
You gonna freeze it?
I guess you really, but I guess really this one is already kind of made. You got your brown and ground beef, so it'll probably go together faster than what I'm saying. So righty.
I make so much chicken.
So this is going to have lots of liquids. This one does. So, so get ready. Definitely going to want to have a bowl that you got your bags in. So,
You need more chicken?
all right.
They're like 2 or 4 pounds of chicken for the chicken.
So in this one, you're gonna use your last pound of ground beef or ground turkey, whichever one you had that you already have ground. Or if you wanted to do it as a chicken chili, you could do 2 cups of your prepared Makin Magic chickens. So if you would prefer to do a chicken chili instead.
Oh,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, I made the mistake and did, I think I did 2 pounds of ground beef. But I'm just gonna put half of it in.
You're fine.
You can add turkey in there, is that crazy neat heavy one?
All right. So for this one, we're going to be doing a gallon size freezer bag. And we're going to add the diced tomatoes. So that's 1 can of diced tomatoes with the juice. And
Diced tomatoes with the juice.
yep.
Okay,
And
dice
then once you
the juice.
Yep. Diced tomatoes with your juice.
Wait. I don't have any diced tomatoes.
These are all
All pop tops.
You can put one in later.
Yeah.
Just write yourself a note.
I used all my diced tomatoes.
Yeah, Lisa, just leave that out, but put this recipe in your refrigerator and then tomorrow add it into
Just throw
there.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
If
So
I
what
don't
we're
have
gonna do,
everything, I'll write it on the bag too, like add 1
Yeah.
can of tomatoes.
Okay.
yeah, you're fine with that. Sorry if I didn't have everything listed. Apologize. Okay, so we're gonna be in that gallon size bag, we're gonna put 1 tablespoon of Makin Magic chicken seasoning and 4 tablespoons of Mom's favorite taco. So 1 tablespoon of magic chicken,
what?
4 of the Mom's
Yeah,
favorite.
it went right in the bag with the chicken,
Oh, you did?
the cute chicken.
Good job.
With the ground beef.
This is gonna be just the diced tomatoes so far, and then those 2 seasonings.
With the ground
Okay.
beef.
Where you're getting ahead of me, just yes, but right now we're just doing. I'm just trying to slow it down a little bit. So
Yeah.
the diced
That's good.
tomatoes and then,
Oh.
yep,
Mom's taco seasoning.
Okay, good.
and then
I'm
I thought
so
we were
once you have your
still on
4 in,
the magic.
then we'll move on to the meat.
fuck. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm
I'm
so
offended.
sorry.
I'm so offended.
That's okay.
I added my tomatoes to my ground beef in the bag.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I was just trying to I was just going down my directions, but you're fine. The ground beef's gonna go in there anyway. So
Okay, so I'm doing 1 tablespoon of chicken, 4 of taco.
yep, correct. I was just reading my directions down. I was just going through my list. That's fine. If you already have your meat in the bag, no big deal.
Okay.
So
Yeah, chili, everything ends up all together anyway.
all
so,
together. Yeah, you're
yeah,
all
it's
good. You're
totally
good.
fine.
You're all good.
This was the last of our ground beef, wasn't it?
It is, yes. Yep.
Did you see that?
No.
I added a little much.
Oh, look at the cute puppy. All right, so once you have your seasonings in, then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add your 2 cans of tomato soup
To this bag, right?
to that bag. Yes, everything is going to go into 1 bag.
These are pretty ones.
I chose kidney beans. Drain them.
Ooh. You might have to get that with your strong lady powers. I don't think I can do
Lady powers, I love that.
That
it.
is awesome.
He's definitely stronger than me right now. I'm recovering from a broken hand, so.
Oh,
gosh.
no.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Wouldn't recommend.
No. Good luck with the healing on that.
Oh, thank you. It's going pretty well.
Put some more in the
That's
fridge today. Did I not put enough in there for you?
Hey, Hal. Or never mind.
So once you have your tomato soup in your can, then you will be adding your either pound of ground meat or 2 cups of your chicken. So your 2 cans of soup, and then you're going to add the meat. So
Okay.
1 pound of ground beef or ground turkey,
Yeah.
or
We always
2 cups of the shredded chicken
Yeah, yeah, but I would
if
think
you're doing chicken chili.
chicken is like a white chicken chili.
Yeah.
I did find this in my cabinet. Do you want,
Oh.
should I add that or no?
Yeah, you're fine.
Is
Yeah,
that fine to add?
yeah.
Okay.
Looks delicious to me.
I know. Right. Then you got it all taken care of. You don't even have
Yeah.
to worry about it. And then Jean, I see you all mixing it together.
This one ready?
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 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 boop.
I'm sorry, we're mixing now?
You can, once you have your meat in, you can go ahead and mix that. And you are going to be adding, you are going to add 3 cans of beans to this if you like beans. So if you're a person who doesn't love beans, you can not use the beans. You can use part of the beans. Don't forget, we're going to rinse and drain those beans,
Yeah.
and gently mix those into the soup. So I would mix everything first and then add, in my opinion, I then add my beans last after I've mixed everything up a little bit. So. And once you've rinsed and drained those, throw those in, those 3 cans, and you've got your last meal made.
We will rinse the 3rd can. We didn't rinse the first 2. I've never heard of that.
No, I've never rinsed mine either. I think it adds flavor to the chili.
Oh, yeah.
But I rinsed them all because that's what they said to do.
Yeah, we missed that until we got to the 3rd can, so.
That's all right.
It's not
What's-
going to be a problem
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So
Mix them
why
in.
did they say that? I don't even know.
because there's a lot of salt in the beans when they
Oh.
canned them, and when you rinse them, it kind of rinses that off.
Oh,
sense.
Yeah.
No, I never knew that.
So we rinse the beans, huh?
I'm a
Mhm.
bean rinser from now on.
Bean
Yeah,
rinser from now on. That's right.
bean rinser from this day forward.
What if you got like spicy beans? Does that
Chili
Rinse.
beans are
Yeah, we don't
the
rinse
chili
our-
beans and the
our normal
sauce are
chili beans.
different. They
Yeah.
don't have the same kind of salt that just a plain can of beans has.
look at these?
Yeah, Lisa, you don't need to drain those. You
I don't
Oh,
need
yeah,
to drain.
that's what I normally run right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we normally put in our chilies.
So I add these beans in right now, right?
Yes.
It was 3 cans?
Yep.
Yes,
Well, this is gonna be good. This might be my favorite.
there you go.
This is gonna be some good bean chili right there.
Especially if you're in Cincinnati, it's supposed to rain tomorrow and be gross again. So
Yeah.
it might be a good chilly day.
Oh, where are you at?
I'm on the west side of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
I'm right by Tracy's school,
What's Tracy's school?
Gamble Montessori, right? Is that right?
Dater,
Dater Montessori. Oh,
Yeah.
I always get it wrong. So
That's
yeah.
all right. Gamble's right down the street.
Yeah. So I'm off of Glenmore if you know the area at all.
I
Not
lived
far
I
from
lived in
Lisa's
Delhi
house.
for a while, but
Yeah.
but I'm in southern Kentucky now.
Okay. Yeah, so if you were if you took well, let's see, what would you take? Anderson Ferry, get to Glenway, and then come up Glenway, like by Lord's.
Oh, I know where
Lord's
Dater's
School.
at. I know where Dater's
Sure.
at.
Okay, so yeah,
Foster scissors.
Oh,
we don't live far from there. So
I'm sorry, were we getting all the air out?
yeah, you'll want to get all the air out of that bag, lay it flat, and get as much air out. And, yeah. And again, I double bag this, especially a chili like this, and make sure that you don't get all that. And yeah. And we would love to hear what you think of the meals. We do these each month. So we vary them. Next month is going to be all grilling meals to kick us off for the grill season.
Yeah.
It's called Get Grilling. And so that's going to be a fun one to get us kicked off. the meal kit is actually a $49.99 kit. It gives you all of the ingredients, basically simple ingredients that you'll need for our workshop, as well as it gives you a really nice cookbook. So this one was a little different because this was a made up one from an ambassador that we work with. And that's why it looks more like this. Typically, you get a nice cookbook. Let me pull one up for you. Typically, you get a nice cookbook like this.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
It gives you your grocery list right in the front. I don't know if you can see it. It gives you a grocery list, and then it gives you a beautiful color picture of your menu item, and then your prep instructions. So that is something that we do typically. But this one, we figured since it was like a lot of people have sports seasons and things like that going on, kick off of that is sometimes nice to have these five meals. So yeah.
Cool.
Now, one thing I wanted to mention for those of you that did make the extra chicken,
Yeah.
so once you have these put away, what I'm going to suggest you do is I do 2 cups of shredded chicken per quart size gallon or quart size freezer bag is what I meant to say. And I do use a little bit of the juice. I save a little juice to put in each bag.
Okay.
And so then what I do is I put all those quart size bags in 1 gallon size bag and throw those in my freezer.
Okay.
And then Deb's got those recipes coming to me, so we will get those out to all of you.
I was
But
gonna say, so
there's
what do I do with it? I don't know.
yeah, so there's gonna be multiple recipes coming
Okay.
your way, but you also got a pamphlet with your Makin Magic Chicken that showed you a bunch of recipes. So now you've already got the chicken made, so you can actually make those dishes that are already in there.
Okay. Cool.
And
So
I
in your
wanted
little-
to add, I just wanted to add too that like I use it like if I have a soup that I'm making of my own recipe, instead of the meat, I just use the Makin Magic Chicken in it. Or I make enchiladas and I use that Makin Magic
Yeah.
Chicken in it. So you can use it in your recipes, just substitute out the meat you were going to use for the Makin Magic Chicken.
Right.
Yeah, like
And
I
that's-
have a recipe that I do like for cheesy chicken enchiladas, and I'm wondering, well, if I have that made up already, couldn't I just
Mhm,
plug that in there? Okay, cool.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you're going
So
to
it
get
just
several more meals out of it.
Okay.
right. So this 5-meal workshop with plus that chicken, you're going to get probably at least 3 more meals, I would say, out of that 3 pounds of meat. So you're gonna be looking at a total of probably like 8 meals.
Okay,
I would
super.
say. Now, one thing I will tell you, if you do make chicken salad with it, you're gonna want to make sure that you kind of like, I don't like mine runny, and if I always still put a little bit of the broth in with my bag when I freeze it, but when I'm defrosting it and like getting ready to make like a chicken
Yeah.
salad with some mayonnaise, I make sure that I drain that out real good and actually squeeze it to get as much juice out as possible because I don't like mine wet and runny.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. But the sky's the limit with that. There's so many different things you can do with it, and we will be sharing those recipes. Does anybody have a pamphlet handy? My bag is in the family room. I don't have mine ready. Yes, Tammy, thank you. So if you look at that, if you open it up, there's I think 5 recipes, I think. Is that right? Yeah. So there's 3 on so there's how to make it in the crock pot, and then there's 3 meals there, and then 2 on the back. So you've got that. If you have that pamphlet, you've already got your chicken made up. So now you'll have that available for those other recipes.
Fried rice.
Yeah. And then the nice thing is you have more of the seasoning, so you can always make it again.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And that is one of my go-to. Like I said, I batch cook. I always have in our freezer mom's favorite taco meat made up and mom's favorite like chicken. I love the mom's favorite chicken. And then I also have regular Makin Magic chicken seasoning, chicken made up, shredded. I shred mine. I just like it shredded because we do a lot of pulled like chicken sandwiches. So
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And I think
So-
I've changed up the meat for a little vegetarian stuff. So if anybody's vegetarian, pescatarian, I can
Yeah.
give you some ideas for what to use besides the meat.
I like that. Yes. Thank you, Kimberly. And yes, and you told me that earlier today and I should have mentioned that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So thank you. And we hope that you'll come back next time. Please use your meals up. Please talk to the ambassador that invited you, or if you are the ambassador that made the meals, we'd love to hear what you're thinking of them. And again, we hope you'll come back in next month for our Get Grilling. I'm gonna have to double check the date on that. I don't have my calendar in front of me on this. Oh, wait, you know what? I do. Hold on. Give me 1 second and I can tell you the next date. Just 1 second, please. So our next one is May 18th.
Oh,
So it's,
fudgesicles.
oh, sorry, but it will be recorded. So
Well,
if
I was
you-
just gonna say, so if we go ahead and purchase it, we can still get what you're doing right now when
Oh,
I
yeah.
get home? Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
and
'Cause
then
I'm
June,
looking forward to the grilling one, yeah.
yeah, and then June 8th, we'll be doing one called Taste of the Tropics. And it'll be a variety of meals. There'll be a couple grill meals, a taco recipe, as well as like a skillet dish. So so those will be our next two. So May 18th and June 8th.
Okay.
We wanted to do it around the holiday, Mother's Day and Father's Day. So make sure that
Yeah.
we weren't on those dates. So,
Yeah.
All right. Will that be
Well,
at the
yeah.
same time, 7 p.m.?
yes, they're always
Okay.
7 to 8 p.m. ish.
Okay.
So this one is a little longer just because we were adding, we were adding meat to the bags and this time and everything. Next workshop will tell you ahead of time, go ahead and throw your meat all in the bag so we're ready to roll. And it will be great.
Okay.
That one will be probably a shorter than an hour meal prep workshop
Okay.
because the grill meals go together really quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
All
All right. Does
right.
anybody have any questions for us tonight before we say goodnight?
My only question was, looking at my bags in there, I'm like,
Yes.
wow, because it's just Brian and I most of the nights. And I
Mhm.
think I should have divvied some out and made 2 meals. Is it fine to do that, although it's all mixed like that now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, would I be taking some flavor out if I divide it, I guess?
I think you'll be fine,
You're
to be
fine.
honest.
It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
actually have a
Lisa,
lady
like,
who,
Me and Eric.
she
are-
actually makes hers, she actually, like Deb Kesson, my friend, she'll make hers up, cook it up, and then divvy it up, and she even refreezes.
Oh,
So
then I'll just do
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
was
I don't know if
gonna
that's
say,
an
Lisa, after you
okay
cook it
thing,
up,
but
yeah,
she does
put
it.
it in freezer bags. And then
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just do that.
You can
Okay.
refreeze if you cook it and then refreeze it. You wouldn't want to like thaw it out raw and then freeze
And then
it
refreeze.
again.
Yeah. But you can
Okay.
after you cook it, just like you would do with leftovers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way I would do it. That's what she does, and that's where she gets multiple meals out of all of hers.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Cool.
well, we
Thank
appreciate
you.
you all being here. We hope you love the meals, and then be on the lookout for the extra recipes. They'll be coming your way. We'll get that all figured out here in just a little bit and go from there.
All right. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you so
Courtney.
much. Bye.
Sounds great.
Thanks for joining us.